Sufferingly, a 25-year-old streamer over on Twitch who, while she may appear to be all this nice and friendly and kind soul on the outside, on the inside, it's something so much more deeper than that. Today, we're going to be looking into Sufferingly and her community. So, if you don't know who Sufferingly is, as I said, a 25-year-old streamer on Twitch, and she mainly streams things like Roblox, Minecraft, and Dinkum, as well as Talent in Salem too. Now, the first part of evidence I want to get on to is not particularly how she behaves, but how she tries to grow her channel. So, I was over on a verified website looking into Sufferingly's channel, and one thing that I kind of took notice on was her growth. Now, the growth chart here in blue shows the total hours watched, so kind of the total hours that she has streamed for. The purple is the followers, the pink is the peak viewers, and the yellow is the average viewers. So peak viewers is, for example, within a week, as it's showing it by week. The peak viewers is how many viewers in total at one time has been in her stream, and the average viewers is the average that has stayed within her stream for the entire time for that week. So, if you notice on the chart, there is a very big pink bar going up with 467 labelled on it. And what makes that weird is that is the peak viewers, as I said before, 467 peak viewers, which is really odd, because if you look at all her other numbers, all her other numbers are very low. Maybe peaking at around 20 at maximum. So to have 467 viewers randomly one day in July, that's a bit suspicious. And you can also tell by her follower chart that her followers have been botted at least 4 times. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. The first one peaking over at late October to early November. And the next one over at May. The next one is within June, and the fourth one is in April of 2025. Which, yeah, I did talk to somebody who said that Sufferingly had mentioned that she'd been botted once before, but to have 4 separate instances of mass botting, it's a bit weird. Now, let's compare it to my chart. Yes, I know, because I'm the best person to compare this to. So, obviously, my bars are going to be very, very different. I have a lot more peak average viewers, and I have a lot more peak viewers, as I said. Now, if you look at my follower bar, or the follower sort of little line, which is the purple line, as I said before, you can notice that there is a bit more steady growth. Sure, it goes up sometimes, but having it go up sometimes rather than just up in a straight line, that makes sense, it's steady growth. But there's no sort of straight lines going up on the purple line. It's all steady growth, which is how it's meant to be, compared to Sufferingly's, who sometimes it just goes up in a straight line, sometimes it goes right down, which I predict is the bot getting banned, because it looks like it very much resembles the May bar where it's spiked up. It looks almost similar, almost the same. So, yeah, and here is a video also showcasing the numbers that I found. So you can see it go up from 565 followers to 1,376 followers, and then you can see it again go from 1,417 to 1,848, and then you can see it go down from 1,892 to 1,167, and then you can see it go up again from 77 up to 247 to 314 to 520. Now that, my friend, is what we call botting. Please, if you're gonna bot, don't make it obvious. Like, holy shit. What the fuck? Okay. So, Sufferingly is not the only person that I want to talk about today. We also have a couple more individuals who I will refer to by name because they deserve to be. So this here is Zoe Lee. She's 19 years old. And she and her two other friends have been going around and bullying people for numerous reasons, which I will address within this video. So, here is a screenshot of Zoe Lee within a ticket, and she was out here talking about an individual we will call Light Brown. They want to be anonymous for this video. So, Zoe Lee says, she made a lot of comments before we got together, as in her and her ex-boyfriend, Cabba, about us in a explicit way, some just shipping us in general, some not, but like I said, literally all of it was in VC. You know, it's really funny how you say that Light Brown was out here sexualizing you and your ex-boyfriend when you and your friends were out here doing the exact same thing to her. It seems a little bit like projection here. She also mentions that the majority of my feelings towards her come from the fact that she reminds me too much of someone I used to know that absolutely ruined my life. The entire reason I have the issues I do mentally are because of this girl. What I went through with her messed me up, and I've not been able to come back from that, which I think is why the thought of even speaking to Light Brown makes me physically ill, as in hyperventilating, anxiety or panic attacks. Well, it's okay if a person, you know, resembles somebody who may have given you trauma. That's perfectly fine, and, you know, you should go out of your way to block them and just not talk to them if they really affect you that much when talking to them. However, she very clearly shows differently. If you even look at Sufferingly's streams where Light Brown comes into play, she seems to be more annoyed at her and seems to try and get her to leave the game almost, rather than, you know, panicking and having anxiety attacks. It is weird. So, again, another screenshot saying, it's off topic, but I remember seeing this girl in year 12 when she came into my school office, and I couldn't calm myself down from even seeing her, just to provide some, like, context of how I'd be. Of course, none of this is Light Brown's fault. I just want to let her know that's why I cannot talk to her. Well, you seem to not talk to her a lot, but you certainly talk about her a lot. And you seem to be almost obsessed with talking about her, particularly calling her an Oompa Loompa and commenting about her skin tone along with your friends. Which, But yeah, here's a screenshot of Zoe Lee talking about her eating issues, and again, saying that it's been nearly 4 years of not being able to come back, and it's the entire reason I get so panicky and anxious talking to her. Again, you don't seem panicky and anxious when you talk to her. You seem annoyed, angry, and just like you don't panic, you talk shit about her. It's two different things. Like, huh? If you were so panicky and anxious about her, you wouldn't be out here talking about her skin tone and talking shit about her. It just doesn't make sense, love. Like, huh? Make it make sense. If you're gonna fake it, at least, you know, don't make it obvious. You know what I mean? Not that I'm invalidating anybody's experiences. Everybody's experiences is their own. But if you're going to lie about the fact that they, you know, trigger your anxiety or, like, panic attacks or whatever, at least don't make it obvious that that's false. Like, I see right through that shit. What the fuck? Anyway. So, like, here is a screenshot of Zoe Lee shipping Napoleon and the Pope for some reason. I have no idea why. I think it's a bit weird, but whatever. And then Light Brown says, since the spam chat, I guess I'll talk about my love for mangoes, right? And then Zoe Lee goes, could you not use just chatting, though, since no one is talking yet? It just seems a bit insensitive to change topics like that. You're talking about shipping Napoleon and the Pope. I don't think anybody cares. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so here is a screenshot. So Light Brown made a post on Reddit one day, and Zoe Lee and her friends managed to find it. So Zoe Lee says, anyway, she pulled a proper victim card about it and put it in venting in Soft Server as if we were making fun of her for liking mangoes. Like, no, we were taking the piss because people can't have their own opinions on fruit, apparently. She proper bashed a couple of weeks ago for saying she doesn't like mango. And then I'm going to call this person Red, saying, I mean, I like mango doesn't mean I like light brown. And Zoe Lee says, and then she took that vent in Soft Server straight to fucking Reddit, villainising me, Max, and Niels. She purposely left out all the fucked up shit she's done, and that's not even half of it. So, when you say the fucked up shit, do you mean her being concerned for you? Making sure that you've eaten because she knows what you have? Because she exists? The fuck? And Neil says, girly can't let me like apple in peace because when I become Apple Man, she had to become Mango Lady. And then Red says, I know her account, let me find it. Well, it's really funny, so, you know, you being really mad about her making a post on Reddit when you yourself made not one, but 2 posts on Reddit, one of them which got taken down. Am I the arsehole for ignoring someone in my friend group and encouraging others to do the same? I, F19, have been purposely ignoring a girl, F16, in my mutual friend group and encouraging my friends to do the same. The main reason for this is that she reminds me too much of someone from my past who completely ruined my life. This person caused me immense trauma, to the point that I still struggle with my mental health because of what I went through with them. Just being around F16 makes me physically anxious to the point of hyperventilating or even having panic attacks. On top of that, F16 has made some weird and uncomfortable comments, especially about my relationship with my boyfriend M25, who is Cabba. She keeps bringing up the fact that we got together less than 3 months after my 18th birthday, and it just feels creepy and judgmental. There have also been some other odd things she said that's made me not want to be around her. I understand that F16 has been through a lot. She's had multiple stalkers in the past, to the point of having to involve the police. I know that she still deals with stalking to this day, and it has clearly affected her. However, one of the people who did stalk her, though not one she had to go to the police for, is now a member of my friendship group and someone I consider a friend. I'll admit, I've let this person mess with her a little, but honestly I didn't see it as that deep because she was already being annoying and I was just trying to vent. Now she's claiming that I bullied her over her love of strawberries, which is mango, which is completely ridiculous. Apparently she connects mango to her eating disorder recovery, but that's not my problem. I never bullied her about it. Yeah, I've joked about it, and I may have drawn some silly pictures of her with mango, but that's just harmless fun. People are acting like I personally attacked her, which is ridiculous. She's also made comments about eating disorders to me and my friends, which rubbed us the wrong way since we struggle with them ourselves. It felt like she was almost pushing food on us in a way that was inappropriate and made us uncomfortable. I've turned some of her friends against her, but honestly that was their choice. I didn't force them to stop talking to her. People just realised on their own that she's annoying. I'll admit that I've only told people half the story about why I don't like her. I don't tell people that the real reason I can't stand her is because she reminds me of someone who hurt me in the past. Instead, I focus on the weird comments she's made and the things that she's done that genuinely bothered me. Because of this, people outside our friend group have started to bully her, but that's not really my fault, right? I never told them to do that. I know she probably wants an apology, but I don't think I should have to when she's the one making things weird. Besides, the idea of apologizing makes me super anxious, and I don't want to put myself through that stress when I don't think I did anything that bad. Everyone called her the arsehole under this post, by the way. Okay, on to the next screenshot. So, you know, it's really funny, sufferingly, you know. You actually mentioned to somebody on voice call that the other reason why you kept Zoe and Niels and Max around is because they donate to your stream. Every single stream. Because they donate, you keep them around. Well, it's really funny because she's also the exact same person that talks shit about them, saying, lol, I also saw that and I love that everyone ignored her. She's doing what she said she hated about that girl because she moaned at her ticket a year ago that Light Brown butted into conversations and changed the subject. And again, talking shit about her when you're also the same person keeping them around for their money. A bit weird. And she continues this in another screenshot saying, sigh, I do not have time for more Zoe and Neil's drama. I'm so over it, man. History is literally repeating itself with Cabaret instead of Light Brown now. But so, like, come on. Now, on to this next screenshot. So this was in a moderator group chat. And someone said she self-diagnosed, and sufferingly says don't. She was like, I did a lot of research. Girl, I remember I got kidney pain once, googled it, and told me I was in kidney failure. Google means nothing. She didn't say, she just calls it eating problems. Also, I'm just going to say it again, in case I come across rude. I'm not saying she doesn't have eating problems, but she talks about it like she's diagnosed, in therapy, and has a plan set out, and it makes me crossed. See, the thing is, sufferingly, is self-diagnosing can be valid in a lot of cases. Some people may not be able to afford to go to the doctor to get diagnosed. Some people can't wait for the time to get diagnosed. Diagnosing takes a lot of time nowadays, especially if it's mentally, which anorexia can come under in terms of mental health issues. So waiting lists are usually about at least 3 years nowadays, but I'm sure you would know, sufferingly. I'm sure you would know, but we'll get onto that in a second. And as well as that, some people can't afford to go to the doctor, where it's either because in their country it costs money to get diagnosed, or they can't make the trip there because they don't have a car, or because they don't have money to get a bus or a train, or because they don't have time at all. It's a lot of reasons why people may self-diagnose instead of go to the doctor. And plus, there are a lot of sources for mental health issues, like, you know, anorexia. While it's also physical, it can be mental due to the way that people think about calories and size and whatnot. Like anorexia, depression, bipolar. There's a lot of sources to help people recognise if they may have signs of such as the NHS website, but I'm sure you'd be familiar with that, sufferingly, or I hope you're familiar with it, but we'll get on to that. So here is another screenshot saying, I agree, it's a cry for attention because she doesn't get it, and I had a friend like that, so it makes sense, but I just don't think she gets how much it will ruin her life when it happens, and she gets one because of her lies. And someone said, yeah, it's been proven that if you tell yourself something enough, you actually start believing in it. Even if you're not being serious, your subconscious cannot tell the difference, so it takes it as fact. And Sufferingly says, exactly, it's just really tweaked the nerve with me, but I know, it's not 100%, but she will ruin her life. Well, listen. One, she may be serious, so why are you taking it as being false? Like, you shouldn't joke about these things. You shouldn't joke about anorexia or depression or bipolar. There are signs to tell that someone is lying, but especially when it comes to things like anorexia, you really don't know if someone's lying about it or not. And it's better to take it as facts than to take it as a lie, because if they do have anorexia or they do have eating problems because of their self-image, you will just make them worse. But I'm sure you won't care about that, sufferingly. I'm sure you won't care. And lastly, I'm going to end this off with a clip of some people that I talked to, particularly light brown, dark brown, and brown. They don't want to be identified, so I will refer to them as such. And CarrieCarrera as well, who was fine with his name being out there. So enjoy the clip.
Things died down, everything calmed down, I believe. But then, like, what happened after? I felt like something happened after that. So I never talked bad about them. Like I moved on with my life, but apparently in these group chats they've been doing nothing but bullying me again. They said that they moved on. We don't even talk about it anymore. Like what the hell? We don't even talk about her. But they do. They make fun of me. They play Roblox games and like say humiliating stuff about me. Um, like just not letting it go. When they say they're letting it go, they are trying to lie their way out of it, but they don't realize that I have proof of the screen. I have the group chats. So and then so I breaks up with Kaba, right? This was a few months ago.
11th of July, I think.
So it was really odd because Zoe broke up with Kaba, but then got with a new partner the same day that she broke up with him, which left Kaba really suspicious. But then it was confirmed that she was cheating on Kaba with a person, which she now posts in soft serve. I think you've probably seen her talking about him.
I think so, yeah, a couple of times.
His face has also been posted on
His,
Insta.
yeah.
So,
So
she's talking about
Yeah.
the same person.
It should be, hold on, let me find the person, because he also has a Discord channel. This should be someone called Nalit. It's a verse for Dylan, which is his IRL name.
so I'm surprised. Like I basically me and about it, and like he was and then dropped a bomb on me. He was like, "Girl, Zoe was talking to me privately on a call." And I'm like, "What?" And like, yeah, she was talking about how she stopped liking Kaba like months before she broke up with him, and she was talking with this guy like while in a relationship. Yeah, they were like saying, "Oh my god, no, Zoe didn't cheat." Girl, you did. Literally, you confessed to it to my friend. What are you talking about? So they just try to lie us in situations and it's wrong. So basically the thing is even if the screenshots come out, the only person that's gonna be upset about it because it makes them look bad is Sufferingly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if it comes out because I was a proponent the whole time that they should have been banned or we should have dealt with it more harshly. But Seth was over there going, no, we can't do that. And that's the reason why is because Seth gets money from Twitch, and if she loses fans, she won't get revenue, and she literally admitted, okay, you showed me that the ticket literally like kind of admitted, oh, this situation is making my Twitch go bad, and I won't get revenue, and I won't like grow as a content creator. So yeah, but we all try to tell her that like last year because basically with content generation and all that, like if you have one bad egg in your community, it will make the whole community suffer. And this is what happened or left. You get rid of the bad egg right away, and then your community can move on and flourish. But if you don't get rid of the bad person in the first place and just let it fester for longer and longer, of course, when it finally explodes, everybody's gonna leave and you're gonna be fucked.
I mean, I think it already did explode, at least a little bit, with me, Ron, and...
As somebody who's also monetized on Twitch, I can tell you, you don't get that much money. Unless you're getting like hundreds of subscriptions every month, you're not making a really good amount of money to the point where it can justify letting this type of behavior slide. Like, when you're starting out on Twitch and you have just a few subscribers, like, I think I make like $12 a month from my like 5 subscribers and like other donations. Like it's not it's not enough money to justify letting people get bullied. But it's clear to us that the reason why we left is that it was just clear that she won't ban any of them because she wants community and she just wants her Twitch to grow as so it's too late. Like everyone's gone now because she didn't take a step in the right direction. And you've been telling me that she hasn't been listening to you, right? Yeah, we've been trying to tell her as moderators that the situation was not worth it for the past like year, but she never cared enough to like do anything or care about our opinion. She was like, no, I'm like the de facto owner here. Like I make the decisions, I make the rules. And so, yeah, she's very professional when it comes to tickets, but behind closed doors, she's laughing, saying, "Oh my God, L Max, Elzo, oh my God." Then just ban them, please. It's clear that it's clear that she hates them as well. It's clear, but she just doesn't want to ban them because of the money. She works under the NHS, Carrie. That that explains a lot. You've just started harassing Kappa now. So, Kappa, do you want to explain what happened to your whole iceberg on this now?
So like after two, like we were trying to be like friends normally, like after the breakup because we wanted to stay friends with So and etc. But after 2 days, like we stopped talking, and out of just nowhere, I think it was 8 days after I stopped talking because I was busy stuff. Like I have also the degree papers to worry about, etc. So I just stopped talking, just so I can focus on my own life. So after 8 days of that, I wanted to say, "Hey, how are you doing?" I noticed that she blocked me on everything, blocked, deleted, etc. So I'm like, ah, cool. Ah, what the hell did I do?
I mean, that I kind of understand. Like, people don't really want to be friends with their ex, which I get.
That I get, but then I like asked other people like Niels, and he told me that he doesn't know stuff, or just being she if she has some. I asked him if she has something against me or something like that. But then they just started harassing me out of nowhere, just like trying to do what they did to us, which was just to flood me out of the chat, like to make me feel ignored. Which, to their credit, that worked a little bit. Then again, I just didn't want to talk. Then just started like doing normal, like random ass harassments, like just randomly messaging me, telling me to leave Discord servers that they are in. It's their friends, even though I'm friends with one of them or two that Zoe thinks they are friends. Because before me, she had a boyfriend who was an age regressor. And she,
Oh,
I think, dealt with him for like half a year.
and there you have it. Um, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. I do make more content like this specifically around sportism, but as I've been a viewer of Sufferingly for quite a while, I felt as though I needed to, put this forward and say something about it, so everyone else can make their own judgments about her. Also because I don't like bullies, and I don't like people who tolerate bullies. Particularly because Sufferingly herself used to be a bully back when she went to school. And she seems to not really care. So, but yeah. Be sure to follow my YouTube and my Twitch if you want to see more of me. And other than that, I will see you all later. Bye.